Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg, and welcome back to some more Dominion 6. Man, I love this game. It's so weird for me because I'm not really much of a strategy guy. You know, I'm not really the kind of like we sort of call it in the board game world, they call this dudes on a map kind of game, where it's all about territory and expanding and battling with your army versus other armies, you know. And I'm just not into that. Usually if I'm into strategy, it's like tactical strategy, like Fire Emblem or XCOM. So this is, it's weird for me to be so into a game like this, but it's just so good. It's shocking. Now, part of that is probably due to the fact that it's the 6th game in the series. They've really had years and years and years to kind of hone it. So, yeah. I mean, from what I understand, it's not one of those series where people are like, yeah, the new one's okay, but I'm a Dominions 3 kind of guy. It's like, no, they just kind of keep iterating. And maybe some people have some complaints about certain changes, but from what I understand, it's just, yep, new Dominions, that's the game, you know? Anyways, last time we finished up Early Age Tianqi. Sort of a rapid ending there that we accomplished by getting the thrones right before basically everything collapsed. So it was a bit of a iffy victory, but a victory nonetheless. Hopefully we have learned some lessons and we can keep moving on and get better and better, because now we're going to be moving on to Middle Ages, Tianqi. For a map, let's go ahead and do one of these custom ones I grabbed. We're going to do Snurdrin, because I did Bidden Deep, I think, before at some point. So this is a pretty big map, 127 land provinces. You know, usually like a medium-sized random map is going to be 15 provinces per player. Large is going to be 20. So that means for this purpose, if we play with 6 total, that means that we're a bit over 20 provinces per player. But that's all right, you know, more room to maneuver around, I guess. And this will be Mangg's LP's 5 now. This is my 5th recorded game. Middle Ages. We're going to put it on difficult AI. God help me, I guess. And we are going with Tianqi Imperial Bureaucracy. The Celestial Empire of Tianqi is ancient. Since the founding of the empire, peace has reigned and a bureaucracy of great efficiency has evolved. Ministers and officials chosen by skill rather than birth govern the empire. The emperor and his family are considered divine, but are not involved in the administration. The cavalry of Tianqi is well known, and the infantry is varied and versatile. The eunuchs who run the bureaucracy are able to conscript troops for the defense of provinces as part of the taxes due to the emperor. A magic tradition called the Way is practiced by hermits and scholars in the kingdom. Prominent masters of the Way come to the Heavenly Gate in the capital to be ordained as celestial masters. These mage priests can summon heavenly beings from the celestial sphere to serve the empire. Alright, so where do we differ then from Early Age? What has really changed? Well, our selection of commanders, I think, has expanded, well, sort of in different ways. So now we have Imperial Consorts, who are actually spies, which means that they'll get additional info when hiding in enemy lands. Number of inhabitants, all types of income, unrest, province defense, supplies, discovered magical sites, and some basic info about neighboring provinces. They can also instill uprisings and infiltrate enemy capitals in order to access more information. So those spies are really nice to have. Stealthy 70 is great. Much better than our shitty-ass scouts. But, you know, 2 recruitment points, 95 gold. They are quite a bit more expensive, but just better. We have the eunuchs, who get a patrol bonus. They get a defense organizer, so they increase the province defense value of the province they're in. cannot increase higher than 19 with this ability, and multiple ones will not increase the speed of the defense organizing of a single province. Okay. So this allows you to just plop one of these guys in a province, and it'll just keep going up by 2 every month up to 19. He's also a tax collector, so you can collect tax from a province he is in, even if no path can be traced to a friendly fort. It's a pretty sort of situational thing, you know, because generally, you know, you conquer in sort of a, you always want a line, you know, you want your territory not to be shattered into 2 different sections, because generally to move your army from spot to spot to spot, you know, you are connecting your whole empire as you go. So it's kind of a fringe thing, but it does mean that theoretically we can plop eunuchs into every province, and they get a patrol bonus. They're raising the provincial defense for free, and in case it does happen to get cut off, we still get the income, and it doesn't hurt our whole gold generation. So if I think of it in the long run, it would be probably a good idea to just have a whole lot of these made, and to just have one in every province that I control. There's, you know, it just is a good thing. We got our standard general up from the nomad or noble commanders. So these are archer commanders. Not super great on the precision or anything like that, but range 40 allows them to do something other than just sitting in the back. Ceremonial masters. So these are very, very, very basic priests. Just level 1 priests. Pretty damn cheap. Sacred. They are fortune tellers, so they can prevent bad events. Which means it's another thing, you know, again, like if we get there, having a eunuch and a ceremonial master in every province, just kind of nice. I mean, you know, and they can, you know, build temples and stuff, so we'll see. But then here you have the Minister of Rituals, obviously quite a bit more expensive. But priest level 2, sacred fortune teller, and bringer of fortune. So they have an extra chance of bringing a good event to the province that they are located in. So yeah, if we could swing it, we'd rather have the minister of rituals than the ceremonial master, but they give you the option. They're not that much more expensive though, so probably, although it is 2 recruitment points. We'll see. We'll see. Apothecary. So this is our first mage. Nature mage for level 1, 7 research, poison resistance, supply bonus, and they can heal diseases. Nice. Nature 1 is really not super hot though. As far as mages go, this is pretty limited. And 2 recruitment points. Yeah. Imperial Geomancer. This is just better. This is just better. They are old, which is really annoying. So they are, they start at 55 years old, which is already past their old age limit there. So they're already going to come in with some penalties, and they're going to be more likely to get afflictions and diseases and trouble with that. But they are research ability 9, which is okay. But the real benefit is Earth 1, Astral 1. Which means communions, baby. And that means gifts from heaven communions. Which is going to tie into our strategy, I think. So we're going to be cranking out a lot of these Geomancers. Minister of Magic is an adept researcher, so obviously much better at 11 for that purpose. I don't know. Do we think that that's tied? Is this calculated already? Do we think that includes the +4? I wouldn't think so. I mean, they have a 7 normal and then +4. I mean, it's really like whatever. I don't know. But then they get a random 1 of air, water, earth, and astral, and then a 10% chance for another air, water, earth, or astral. Gives us a little bit of flexibility to dip into air or water. It's going to be kind of a smattering. Alchemist of the 5 elements. So step up from Apothecary. They are Alchemist 25, so they're exceptionally good at converting magic gems to gold using magic rituals, which is unique. Nature 1, and then 100% for fire, air, water, or earth, and then 10% for fire, air, water, earth, or nature. Yeah, so I mean, if you get just a shit ton of like fire gems, we could use them if they get fire to distill gold or whatever. I don't know what the 25, you get 25 extra gold. I mean, it's not really an incentive, but they are disease healer, and you know, there's some flexibility there. Earth with water, moss body as always. Master of the Way. So our priest mages, they are sacred, 9 research, level 1 water, level 1 priest, and then 100% for air, water, astral, nature, or glamour. So, yeah, you know, maybe. Our prince general, only recruited in the capital, quite expensive. Sacred, strength of spring 50, which means that they will get 50% increased HP during spring, 50% reduced HP during autumn. Which means that with only 13 hit points, you know, they're going to be sitting at like 6 or 7 HP during autumn, which is very vulnerable. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah. Otherwise, you know, capable enough. Cavalry general, I guess. 150 leadership is pretty nice right out the gate. Imperial Alchemist, look at this now. Alchemist 50. Fire, air, water, earth 1, and nature 2, and 100% for another fire, air, water, earth, and a 10% for fire, air, water, earth, nature. Which means that they could get fire 3, theoretically. They could get nature 3. They could get water 2, nature 3. You know, these guys are going to be real flexible, and 19 research just makes you happy. So, yeah, expensive, of course. I mean, why wouldn't they be? But yes, very good. And then the Celestial Masters, even more expensive. Sacred, good to note. 19 research, don't need to eat. Level 2 priests. Level 1 air, 2 water, 1 earth, 1 astral, 1 glamour, and 100% for another air, water, astral, nature, glamour, and 10% for air, water, astral, earth, glamour, or nature, glamour. Yeah, these guys are the big boys of our mages, which means that the biggest thing that we're probably going to go for is going to be these guys as our communion masters and the geomancers as the communion slaves. So probably like our end game setup is going to have like, you know, 4 or 5 masters, each one of them having probably like 4 slaves ideally. You know, maybe 3 masters with 4 slaves. But we want to get their earth up to 3. But I mean, there are other ways that we don't have to go for 4 slaves, because there is summon earth power and things like that, or their earth boots. And I think there is a way. These guys can get earth 2. So that is a possibility. I think that is the... Oh, and these guys can get earth. Yeah, these guys can definitely get earth 2. So I think probably what we're looking at is a lot of the geomancers, a lot of the, you know, a decent number of celestial masters, and a decent number of these imperial alchemists. Because the alchemists are the only one that can get earth 2, which is the only way we can make the earth boots, which will bump up the masters to earth 2, which is good. And then, you know, we don't need as many slaves. But yeah, definitely many geomancers are going to be our main research fodder, especially because they're going to be dying off from old age. Okay. Then units. We have footmen with pikes, footmen with glaives. We have footmen with spears and tower shields as before. We have archers, composite bows. This hasn't changed a beat, really. So that's interesting. Ministry guardsmen with glaives. Pretty average all around. 10 strength, 11 attack, 10 defense, 10 precision, 11 speed, 11 morale, 10 magic resistance, 11 protection, 10 hit points. I mean, these guys are quite bog standard. Ministry footmen, pretty much the same, but they get the tower shield. So up to 15 defense. Ministry Guardsmen with a man catcher. Catching men. So they can stun on damage. And they have a tiny bit of patrol bonus. Imperial Footmen. 15 protection, 12 morale, 14 defense, 7 speed. I'd say this is our bread and butter frontliner. And you'll note that those guys are taking 20 resources each. 20 resources each. Compared to the Ministry Footmen, which is 14 resources, they are getting 4 extra protection, which is very much worth it. And an extra morale. 1 less defense, but still, the protection is pretty big. So that's probably going to be our bread and butter frontliner. We have Imperial Archers, which do get some decent armor. Full scale mail with a half helmet. Composite bow, attack 12, 13 damage. The problem is, 13 piercing is generally going to puncture through my footmen. So that's a concern. The regular little shitty archers have same damage, same range, slightly less attack, at less armor. So these are just better. But 21 resources compared to 12. So if I just want to mass archers, this is probably the way to go compared to the Imperial Archer. Since the armor is not that big of a factor, considering they cost a lot more. Then you have Imperial Crossbowmen. Now this is interesting, because crossbow is going to fire every other round. But it's armor piercing. Which means that it's going to have the effect of the opponent's armor. And this is, in the era where you're starting to see a bit more armor, but not enough to really withstand crossbows. So the fact that we get crossbows, much like Ulm, is a pretty big boost. They fire slower, but they hit harder, for sure, especially, like I said, against armor. So that's 11 damage, piercing, and then armor piercing. So not much will be able to actually protect against a direct hit from a crossbow. And they have a nice 13 attack value for it, which is pretty solid. And we do have a lot of air mages. So crossbowmen is potentially more of an argument, but again, like, our troops will be even more at risk. So, and they are also expensive at 21 resources. So we'll see. Then we have Imperial City Guards. These are more somewhat damaging. They do have a length 3 glaive, which is nice. And they do have the 15 protection. So they'd be banking on repelling over defending. But generally you'd be looking at these more for just like side kind of flank damage. And then Imperial Guard. So they have Bodyguard. This is added to morale when guarding a commander. So 4 extra morale when guarding a commander, which is pretty massive. 18 damage, slashing falchions. 15 defense, 15 protection. Not bad. Honestly, I think having a few of these guys on all our Celestial Masters as bodyguards, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Hopefully I remember that. Then we get into our cavalry. We do have a slightly extended selection. We have horsemen, mobile archers with composite bows, light lances, pretty standard light cavalry, I would say. Heavy horsemen also get the composite bows, but do get more armor and a buckler. So, these guys can do some kiting stuff with the fire and keep distance if we want. But if I'm going to do that, I'd probably just build the regular horsemen because they're a lot cheaper. 10 less resources for each one. Yeah, hard to say. The fact that they have both weapons is honestly kind of a disadvantage due to the way scripting works, I think. But then you have Imperial Horsemen who do not have the bow. These are just your proper heavy cavalry. 15 defense, 15 protection. The horse itself only has 10 protection, unfortunately. So we don't really want to get these guys in the weeds. But yeah, I mean, if we want to do flank stuff with cavalry, this is where it's at. Unfortunately, 35 resources, kind of hefty. And lastly, Red Guards, our true powerhouse, sacred cavalry. They do have strength of the spring 50, so similar to that commander. They will have 50% more. They'll have 18 hit points in spring, 6 hit points in autumn, which is nothing. I mean, they will all die in one hit. And with only 15 protection, that is rough. 17 defense is good. They got good attack values, you know, good speed, good morale, good magic resistance. But, yeah, the fact that you have to base them around what season it's in is a little iffy. That being said, we could combine them with the Prince General to make sort of a light thug during spring or during summer, maybe. Okay, so what does that all mean? What's our strategy? Well, again, similar to early age, magic is going to be a pretty big factor. And I'm, like I said, I'm thinking gifts from heaven. I know I kind of talked about that last time, but now we're going to have loads of mages that with communions can all just be spamming a few gifts from heaven at the start of combat to hopefully just fucking end fights, you know? We'll see how that goes, but yeah, so we've got mages instead of just our general, or instead of just our pretender, we can have a bunch of mages that can do some pretty big magic with communions. As far as our actual infantry and troops are concerned, like I said, we're probably going to be going with Imperial Footmans, mostly as our front line. The Imperial Guard is okay, but where the Footmen shine is that they have length 3 spears. So they get to repel, and then if they fail to repel, they still have, you know, pretty good stats otherwise. Whereas the Imperial Guards only have length 1 falchions, and don't really make it up with any other factor for the most part. Slightly higher defense, but I'd rather have the spears. So Imperial Footmen, front line. Then either crossbowmen or archers. Probably archers in the early stages when I'm a little tighter on resources. Just to kind of support. I don't know if we'll go as heavy on archers as we did before. And then beyond that, possibly Imperial Horsemen. Quite expensive though. So maybe just some regular horsemen. And just use them as flank damage with lances and not even worry about the bows. That's what I'm sort of thinking. We do have a few sacred stuff. Our only unit is the Red Guard, and due to the strength of the spring thing, I don't really want to rely on them as part of the main bulk of my force, or really rely on them much as thugs or anything. So, you know, with the Prince General, we're not really going to use him much as a thug outside of spring. So it's going to be kind of maybe a little experiment we do, but it's not really a big focus. So if anything, our sacred, our blessings will go towards our celestial masters. Masters, probably reinvigoration or something to just help them with fatigue. Something to help them with fatigue, but the Geomancers will not be benefiting from that, so it's hard to say what exactly we want to buff this select, because if we're putting them in communions, they're not going to have massive issues with fatigue as it is, compared to the Geomancers, which are going to drop first. So, but, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, blessings, probably not that big of a factor, and I think we're going to go pretty scale heavy, just because I see a lot of resource costs now. We've added on a lot of armor and things like that to our troops. So, probably pretty scale heavy. We do get order limit +1, which is good. And misfortune limit +1. I'm always iffy about any form of misfortune because I don't like bad events. However, we do get the Minister of Rituals that can prevent bad events. So we are encouraged to go with misfortune because of that, and then having these guys in every province. So theoretically, it's okay. You also get some nice gem generation. And we have fortified cities, whatever exactly that means. You don't get to know yet. We also get conscription. We'll see. And we can summon celestial beings like before. Okay, that's our breakdown of Mangg. Let's begin. So our pretender, we're not going to go with the celestial general again, just because I like to switch things up. We want heavy on the scales, so we need a lot of points for that. I'd even perhaps be tempted to go with like a dormant or even imprisoned deity. We could go with the carp. But he does kill your population, which I don't like. So, hard to say on that one. That's always iffy. The Jade Emperor gets a productivity scale limit +1 and order scale limit +1, but that will not stack. So really, we just get the productivity scale limit +1, which is pretty awesome. He also prevents bad events, and he's got Astral, Water, Air 1, so he could be part of Communions as well once he's on the field. But Dominion Strength 3, I think maybe the Jade Emperor is the way to go. He'll prevent 1/3 of all bad events in the land where he dwells. It's pretty nice, to be honest, because I was reading a little bit, and apparently one of the national sort of unique bad events that can happen to you is your emperor just gets sick and dies, which lowers the dominion of your capital by 3. So, yeah. All right, Jade Emperor. So let's set our scales first of what sort of scales we want. If we wanted 3 order, 3 productivity, which is just massive, that's already, as you can see, quite expensive. So we already know he's going to be dormant at the start. Maybe imprisoned, but I don't know. We can go Misfortune 1. I'm okay with that. Events -1%, luck -10%. I think that's reasonable. We could take a little bit of heat to sway off, but that hurts supplies, and we have had issues with that in the past. Due to my big armies, but I don't know. I don't think we're gonna have insane amount of troops, so maybe. But we do probably want growth. Although, yeah, because we do need a lot of money. I feel like our money is gonna be pretty fucking good. We got plus 30% recruitment points, plus 54% resources. I mean, damn. And right now we are actually positive on design points, but we haven't gotten a magic yet, so we already know we're going to be dormant. Getting more magic plus research points is pretty nice, I gotta say. If we really want to go hefty on the scales. We could also increase the Dominion quite a bit, up to like 6. Because we're probably not going to take any new paths. So there's that. As for magic, again, like they're sacred units. I do think Farcaster is pretty good. I think Arcane Finesse is pretty good. So those are pretty decent. If we wanted to actually get Arcane Finesse going. Again, I don't think we really want to invest much into the blessing on our couple sacred military units. So I wonder if I picked Far Shot last time because I thought this affected spells, and it very clearly doesn't. So call me an idiot for that. I'm sure someone noted that whenever I upload those videos. Precision will help, though. So yeah, we probably want to do a similar setup to last time. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like that is, yeah. We could go in prison if we really wanted to get even more blessed points out of this. Which I don't think we've done imprisoned yet, so let's just say fuck it. The Emperor, you know, we know him, but do we want to go at all into water? Does this have any value for us? I mean, defense is nice to make our mages a little bit harder to kill. Yeah, I suppose defense is not bad. It's also just like, do we want water? You know, do we want to cast water spells? I wouldn't say I value it heavily compared to just like taking earth. And I guess if we want him also to cast gifts from heaven, which why wouldn't I? We probably also want to give him a little bit of earth magic, which does give us reinvigoration as an option. So let's grab reinvigoration. Probably want reinvigoration. I mean, you probably want a little bit of... Ah, damn. Alright. That's what it'll be. So probably another reinvigoration. Something like that is okay, maybe? I never know. I never freaking know. We do get some custom pre-spell, Sacred Wind, and Heavenly Strike. I mean, that's... Well... 1 damage. Or is that not modified by something else? Heavenly Strike, 1 person, 10 damage. And then Lightning Death. Armor negating, no, okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. Pulau. All praise Pulau. Random events common, all story events enabled. Score graphs enabled because I like to look at it, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. Throne, we're doing the usual things. 6 points required. 2, 2, and 2. I think it's a decent length for our purposes. Gives it a little bit of excitement without just sort of abruptly ending. All right. Well. Looks decent. Looks decent. Got Crystal Cave here. Excellent resources. Many more magic sites and mountains. Excellent resources. More magic sites. We got the forest here. Good resources. We've got Griffin Spires. Excellent resources. High income. Mountain River is just, ooh, juicy. We got some plains there. Some plains there. But overall, I like the resource value that I'm looking at. I would say Glimmering Fields could be the site of a fort. We wanted to put it there. Technically, I think Lyratos would be a bit better defensively. But they could just go through Witch Haven anyways, so... yeah, probably Glimmering Fields will be the location of our first additional fort. We do have a throne right here in Melma. So we'll keep an eye on that. Man, these places have a lot of connectors. Look at Melma. It's connected to 3, 6, 7 other regions. Midland, connected to 7 other regions. TNC here, 6 regions, 6 regions. I mean, everything's kind of connected in this big clump. Okay, let's get you guys all on research. And what are we researching? What is most important to us? In the early stages, what do we care about? We have frontliners. We're going to be having the, we're going to be making the geomancers. So we're going to have a little bit of earth, a little bit of astral. If we want to throw that into combat, which doesn't allow much unless I want to get enough of them to do communions. Like I said, one of the key linchpins that we're going to focus on is Gifts from Heaven. So that is Evocation 5. We also have Celestial Chastisement, which is not bad either because it allows you to enslave magical beings. So probably it's going to be like, you know, Communion Master, Earth Power, Gifts from Heaven, Celestial Chastisement, or something like that. If I can cast that, it's 3 astral. Well, our master should have that. Now they only get 1 astral, possibly a 2nd astral. So the ones that have 3 astral with communions. Okay. So Evocation 5 is a goal, of course. Conjuration, we do get access to some of the special celestial ones, like Celestial Hounds. But I usually don't really think much of those as being like worth rushing towards in any way. For buffs, we are going to have potentially some Moss Body casters, and that's usually pretty special. But we also have Body Ethereal, which is a really powerful point buff. Very low area effect, but when used with small groups of like elite soldiers, pretty potent. But, you know, I don't really have that great of elite soldiers, to be honest, except for maybe, well, the Red Guard or whatever during spring, possibly the heavy cavalry. With communions, we do get access to some higher end earth stuff, and it is possible once we get a 2 earth guy and get out some earth boots, assuming I get earth gems, you know, we can get the geomancers up to 3 earth in combat without a communion pretty easily, which means that we can cast like Maws of the Earth, which is really valuable. Group Stone Skin is really good. Stuff like that. So Alteration is kind of a contender. Also, Group Iron Skin is pretty nice. Pretty damn nice. To help with our frontline defenses. But if we wanted to buff our archers, then we'd want to go into enchantment a bit to get True Shot and Ignite Arrows as usual. Also Gift of Giant Strength, so on and so forth. And the Terracotta Army if I ever get a big source of fire gems. So I think enchantment is pretty strong contender as well. I think we're probably going to go... I don't think we're going to go all the way to 5 for Gifts from Heaven yet. That's going to be down the line. Let's get Evocation 3, Enchantment 3, Alteration at least... Yeah, probably at least 3. Alright, we'll do that. And then probably Construction after that. Okay, so we start with a Imperial Consort, so we have a spy right out the gate. I want to know exact numbers on this throne. As for our starting troops, we have 25 of the Pike Footmans, which is not bad, and 25 of the regular archers. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Probably don't want to attack right away. You never know how things are going to go with that. It's always scary. Unless you have an awake expander deity. So we're going to want to start recruiting Minister of Ritual... No, not Minister of Rituals. I mean, eventually, but Geomancers. thankfully relatively cheap, and I can get one out every round. And then for our troops, the Imperial Footmen with the spears. And then the regular archers for now. Oh, okay. The last thing then to talk about is our profits. Could make Erlang our profit just to have it out there and be done with it, but it's not super important. Turn 1. Who would I want to make a profit? I guess it doesn't really matter too much, so we may as well make Erlang it. I don't think we have any strong, like, yep, I definitely want him as my profit. You know, the thing is they get to be priest level 3, so they can cast level 3 divine spells. So I don't really want any of my regular spellcasters doing it, because they can do better stuff, whereas Erlang is not going to be doing anything else, so sure, we'll just make him the prophet. Alright, and I think that's everything we can do, so that's the end of the first turn. Alright, me and Naba made profits. We got the level 2 evocation right away, and we got misfortune +2 in TNC. Awesome. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, we see our opening volley of shit to deal with. Old Land has 20 heavy infantry, heavy cavalry. That's not great. Ivanmore, 80 light infantry, heavy infantry, militia. Highwoods has 50 barbarians. Caverns has 50 Zots, which are flyers. And Eagle Reach Mountain, 70 heavy infantry, light infantry, militia. Griffin Spires, 50 militia, heavy infantry, light infantry. That's probably the most doable. And it has mist-covered highlands to start getting air gems, which is pretty nice. I mean, if I plan properly around Rare Caverns, the Zots wouldn't be too bad. I mean, eventually I want you casting that, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Just cast Sermon of Courage a few times. Yeah, if you press X here, it'll just repeat the last single order you put in, which is pretty nice. I guess just cast spells. You're gonna hold and fire at the closest enemy. And we're gonna move out to Griffin Spires. You're gonna move there. And we're gonna keep recruiting. You know, I could send Yao with, but he can't really cast much outside of flying shards, and it's not super great, so we will just have him research. Alright, we lost 11 of our footmen, which are our shitty, sort of just unshielded guys, so I can't really be too shocked about that. They did get 19 kills, though, so they did their purpose. But my 6 Imperial footmen got 3 kills and didn't lose anybody. The Imperial footmen are so much slower. No. Thankfully, we routed the militia before they got to the archers. Also, yeah, the archers are going to be shredding these footmen. without shields. He's in general. You know, the Prophet, he got 7 kills just spamming his little divine spells. So that's nice. They lost 35. We killed 28, 31, 38 total. So that means that we did get 3 friendly fire in there. 3 footmen almost certainly died. Well, yeah, 3 footmen died from archer shots. But them's the breaks when you deal with archers. That's why setting them on hold and fire at any archers can cut down on that a little bit. Okay, Melma has 310 enemy units, mainly barbarians and light cavalry. Interesting. Commanded by Aiton the Sleeper. I could see that being a 1, to be honest. Maybe a 2. Yeah, 310 is quite a lot, so probably a 2. So there's a 2. But we are also... I didn't even know. The Lish is also a throne, so let's take a gander at that. You guys... I'd feel iffy about going right into a harder fight against 60 heavy infantry, light infantry, and militia. So let's have you go back for the moment. We're expanding our resource generations so we can get more and more troops. More and more Imperial footmen. Now this says about 20 Zots. I love just how much it fluctuates with your lack of knowledge. You can never be really sure. Research flowing very, very slowly. And can we recruit stuff here? We can get some heavy infantry here if I wanted, or just militia or light infantry just to spam it out. They're pretty cheap. Just for the sake of... we like units. We want a lot of units. One of my crippled units died on the way back home. Misfortune +1, 11 units have been cursed. That means there is really just shitty misfortune here. Not happy. So we could build a... what? A Minister of Ritual? No. Yes, Minister of Rituals. To do Bring Our Fortune and Fortune Teller. I think we should build one just to counteract this bullshit that's occurring. Alright, we're up to 74 units. I think we probably can handle Ivan more. Probably. I'm actually gonna... usually, I don't know, I set them all very far forward, but let's move them back a little bit. Alright, Ivan more. Alright, Lish has 560 fire snakes, will-o-wisps, horned serpents, militia, and scorpion beast. A huge solar serpent was seen towering over the army. The army appears to be commanded by Mehen, the solar serpent, who radiates power. Almost certainly a 3. Which means that, theoretically, if we get powerful enough, we get the 2 and the 3 right here, and then we just need a 1. But who knows where that is. Alright, keep going. Okay, didn't go swimmingly well. We lost 5 archers, 12 footmen, 12 imperial footmen. That was a painful one. Even though they're slower, so they came into the battle probably later. Well, I guess we lost all but 1 footman who probably routed. And our general lost his horse, but he didn't die, thank God. Let's see where we went wrong here. I assume this flank went right Oh, no, we managed to snag most of them, and then, of course, we didn't route this, which is why they went right towards the general, and he loses his horse. Yep. I can't believe he didn't die. Holy shit, that was close. But then, yeah, these light infantry we got surrounded. You know, harassment penalty, fatigue penalties, and just, yeah, a bit of a bloodbath. These guys are actually routed, but since they can't escape in a straight line, they're bumping into us. Yeah, it didn't go well. Basically, we just needed more troops. Because they had 81 infantry. We only had 33 infantry. We had too many archers that couldn't puncture through. But we got it, so that's adding 174 income to us, which we will take. Erlang got weakened. Bummer. Doesn't affect his priestly responsibilities, though. So now, here I can also recruit more militia if I want to. Or I could get some heavy infantry, which are not terrible. I'd also get another scout here. Sure. Alright, yeah, well, let's grab another scout while we're there. And eventually I'll probably snag a commander or two just to lead the militia to maybe do some patrolling or something like that. Speaking of which, let's bump up these to 11 just to reduce unrest. Got too much misfortune rolling around. Yeah, we are rolling in resources, man. That productivity 3 really makes a pretty big difference. So we probably could upgrade the archers to proper crossbowmen if we wanted to. But we also have an insane amount of recruitment points, thanks to all our order. So we also could just shit out a metric shit ton of units. But I think Imperial Horsemen might be a decent investment over archers at the moment. Those guys are going to do very well against these, like, you know, little infantries and things like that. Zots and stuff. Barbarians, we still probably want quite a bit of archers, but yeah. All right. So you are here. You're hopefully... So it's a 2% chance of bringing a good event? Is that what I understand? And a 10% chance to prevent a bad event? Well, it's not great. It's better than nothing. Alright, so we're going to bring the army back. Bring the army back for now. Slowly building up our mage. Famine is struck. 1,200 population, 9 unrest, and 1+1 death. Great. Erlang got heroic endurance. Alright. Sure. Doing pretty well. I could even bid probably on a mercenary. 30 pikeneers. Bid 335. We might want to build... We'd have to get a lab and a temple. But if I could get Master of the Ways in one of these provinces, cranking out some extra research fodder would be not bad. So I'm also going to need Thaumaturgy 1 for Communion Master. And Mind Burn is not bad to have in our arsenal as well. Despair. don't think I got a lot of death, did I? A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. And we also want to get some construction, because there's some good shit in there. Yeah. Nothing. Wow. It's always so weird when that happens. Uh, 27 there, 17 there. Once I get up to 100, we can make a couple commanders. All right. Yeah, the heavy calves scare me a little bit, but this would be a good amount more of income. Seems like we didn't win that bid. We did not win that bid. I don't know if I care about 30 foul spawn, but I guess it's a pretty cheap investment, all things considered. I'm probably gonna wait one more turn. I'm gonna send Tian Long over to I'm gonna move to Ivan more to build a lab and a, well, yeah, both of you over. Build a lab and a temple next turn. Playing the slow game, baby. We witnessed a battle in Newland. Naba with their macemen. Very, very, very standard infantry. Look at that. Very, very standard infantry. And he, I mean, won against 80 deer tribe. With half the numbers, so. Bad harvest. Tax minus 100%. Great. And I still didn't win that bid either. God. Fucking Uruk just slipping up everybody. Well, do I... Oh, that's probably what these macemen are. I don't think I want to spend that, though. We got to build a lab and build a temple. I could have one of these guys go around and search astral sites, or search magic sites, but I don't know how much they're really going to find compared to if I make one Celestial Master right now and have him search. There goes all my gold. Where the hell did this come from? How is this even possible? How did he get this? With surrounded by independents. Can anyone explain that to me? How that is possible? I see there's the halfway in here. Province income plus 10. Not amazing, but that is kind of multiplied by if you build a fort there, so... Alright, do we want to mosey out and fight Old Land? Some amount of heavy infantry and heavy cavalry. I guess no time like the present, right? Actually, I'm gonna nix that. Assuming I can set this up properly. So you guys are going to be... Now I want to be a little further forward. They're fast. I don't remember how many squares this is. All right, if we go off this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. Okay, so each of these is 5 squares. So the whole green section here is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Probably is what we're saying. These guys have speed 7. These guys have speed 24. But if we want these guys just go into the rear, it's not that big of a deal. They are very slow infantry, though. We don't want to be caught out too badly. So then hold and attack rearmost. Especially for this fight. The cavalry is going to be coming in. But I don't know if I want their cavalry hitting my cavalry. I want them hitting these shields. So I suppose it's fine. I guess we'll see what happens. I feel bad about this. But we're going to see what happens. Also, we hit Evocation 3. I don't know if that gives us any good shit. Magic Duel. No, I mean, these guys can't really do anything without a communion, so there's that. Alright, let's see how it goes. Alright, we lost only 2 footmen, which is worth the price of admission. We killed 7 heavy cavalry, 2 of the mounted commanders, and 24 of 24 heavy infantry. Let's see how my master plan worked out, shall we? So just good, you know, fucking saturation of our troops. Good archer hits. Heavy cavalry swoop all the way. Oh, we're going to get some routing here. That's what's going to happen right now. Look at that. Perfect. Flank, boom. Flank, boom. Commanders down. Massive morale penalties occurring. All my my footmen had to do was just hold the line against their cavalry, and job done. Superior tactics. Superior tactics at work, my friend. As he just spams Heavenly Strike over and over. Good. I mean, that's way better than just him sitting here, stay behind troops, you know? He, like, barely builds up any fatigue doing it. Perfect. That worked well. Our horsemen picked up 23 kills, even though there was only 10 of them. Yeah, heavy cav can be very good. All right, we got old land. Ooh, we can also make more heavy cab here. Why would I not make more heavy cab? I mean, very slowly. Not super cheaply, but why not? Okay, excellent. Can I take on the barbarians, though? That's a bit iffier of a proposition. A little scarier. I don't know if I have quite enough archer saturation to make it work. And them coming in, the cavalry coming in, it's a little scary, but, you know, barbarians are not... They're not the worst thing. You know, I mean, among these early independent armies, yes, they are kind of scary, but I think we have a decent-sized army that I can do. We got 94 of some good fucking troops. We got the archer spam. They got shitty morale. I think we can do it. We want to complete our circle quicker rather than later. You built the lab and the temple, so now we can start shitting out Master of the Way. However, they are kind of expensive. I'm spending a lot of money. We could cool it on militia at the moment. Spending 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49 gold here every turn. And then also the income of all the militia, which isn't massive. Another 35 gold draining. So yeah, we're probably spending about 100 gold every turn. Just building up some little shitty militias. We got 35, 41. Okay, one more turn of that. And I also will make 2 commanders. And then we'll call it good there with that little addition. So, actually, let me turn off repeat. Okay, but I do want the heavy cav. That is far more valuable than militia. And we want to keep these numbers up. Did I get my... No, I didn't get the big guy yet. Soon. Okay, so he has taken Verdant Step. Why do I have such, like, limited information? Isn't that wild? I don't know. Anyways. For now... Probably you're just gonna be... researching still. And a priest, I guess you can preach a little bit. Okay. Let's see how it goes with the barbarians. One of my crippled units died on the way there, so that's great. One unit who lost their mount of deserter died on their way, so that means I got cavalry that lost their mounts, which is not good. Now let's just watch. I'm not going to be happy with this. Problem is barbarians are not super fast. So that means I feel like cav's going to hit first. No, not necessarily. Okay. Wow, I'm actually seeing good shit here. That seemed to go pretty swimmingly, except for that guy lost his mount somehow. What happened to you? He fell off his mount. He killed the barbarian chief, and then he fell off his mount. What? What? I didn't even know that was possible. This is a new feature for 6. There are certain things in combat that will cause a rider to fall off a mount when the mount is still alive. Okay. And then he died afterwards. He died afterwards because he didn't have a horse. Your pony died because it wasn't pretty enough. But he just got... Did the mount die, or did he just get dismounted? I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Okay, anyways, whatever. I mean, it was unfortunate, but incidental. Alright, so we lost 1 footman. Our last footman died. No Imperial footmen died whatsoever. And we lost 1 horse. Okay, so I think his horse died, and that's why he fell off. I think that's probably what happened. And then he died afterwards. I'm not clear on that. I don't know why that happens, but he did die afterwards, we're told. We killed both the chiefs, 38 of the 59 barbarians. Incredible. I mean, I'm really, really pleased with how that went. I told you, barbarians not that scary when you got good troops on your side. Cold +1, cold winter, and yeah, see, he lost mounts, deserted or died on their way back. He deserted the army. He's like, fuck this. I love Chester. They took Chester from me. I'm done with the army. Good. Highwood is ours, which means even more resource. Look at the amount of resources we get. We need to come to a decision here about resources, though. Do I just want massive amounts of infantry, or more horsemen, or more archers? And if I want more archers, do I want basic bitch archers, or do I want crossbowmen? Probably lean towards archers. I think they're less likely to hurt. Our footmen, especially if we get some nice protection buffs on our footmen. So I'm probably gonna still stick with these guys. Maybe a little bit more horsemen though. That's a pretty good mixture for the moment. We did get our Celestial guy, Celestial Master. You got Glamour 2, Water 2, Priest 2. He does have a 20 research value, though, which is pretty good, which means essentially research-wise he's worth 2 of the other guys, but it takes 2 turns to get him. Well, that's why we want a good mixture. I'm not going to have him research, though. I want him immediately searching for magic sites. I'm going to go for one more Celestial Master for now. Hope I get an Earth 2. If not, then we'll switch to Geomancers for a while, and then back to Celestial Masters, and keep kind of bouncing between. Okay, so next would be Drear Caverns, or I could take Glimmering Fields to try to build that into a fort, but I don't quite have enough funds for that. So I think we're looking at the caverns. Do I want to alter my strategy at all? Well, yeah, basically. Pretty much if I just do this and this, that kind of solves that problem. All right, we got a commander here. 48 of 50. We got a commander here. 41 of 50. So together they form a decent little bit of just pure militia. They can't handle a whole lot on their own. I don't know what I would even send them into. Maybe Eagle Reach Mountains, but that's heavy infantry. But if we swamp them, it's possible. Oh, here's a heavy cavalry that I left behind. Oh no, I built. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Horse tribe cavalry. That actually might work. I mean, Ku here is not really worth shit, but yeah, maybe. Maybe. Let's bump up this to 11 and Highwoods to 11. I like 11. I don't know why you keep focusing on this. Oh, this guy. Oh, yeah, okay. So just troll. I assume you can't. No, you can. Okay. Good. I told you to patrol. Good. Ballinger Caverns. We lost 2 archers. Somehow 2 more horsemen lost their horses. Boy, Zots. Kind of curious. Did I fuck up that strat at all? They should immediately fly. Yep, fly. But did they fly just into the archers? Yeah, it's kind of a hodgepodge. I think it worked out better this way, that we were all together for the most part. But that did mean archers suffered. Where did the cavalry get fucked, though? Oh, he's summoning undead. But that wouldn't really... I wonder if this was just friendly fire again. Man, that's a lot of undead. Yeah, it was the animate dead here, which are all... I mean, they have 15 piercing. That's enough to kill these horses. They're not super well armored. We got kind of caught in the weeds, and these guys aren't going to break. And these guys aren't really going to break. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. I had no way of knowing there was going to be a Kamazots that has level 1 death magic. So, I mean, I think I planned it as well as I could have. It just is what it is. And then this guy got bled, I assume. Yeah, profuse bleeding. until his horse dies. Okay. Yeah, it was as well as it could have gone, I suppose. We only lost 2, really. But one guy, he deserted, and then one guy can be recruited again for half cost. But then there was an assassination attempt on Erlang. A cave spider tried to kill our prophet and suffered the fate of all who would dare do such things. I assume he just heavenly strikes the shit out of this spider. Yeah, okay. Good. Good. Alright. We'll move you back. Be back. Down to 7 heavy cavalry, but next would be this one, 70 heavy infantry, light infantry, militia. Probably still doable, I would imagine. But I also don't need to rush it that fast. So I could go back home and pick up quite a few more troops, 48 more troops. So we'll do that. These guys are going to go take on Kuhir. I suppose we could set up... they only have box formations, so there isn't much to be done about that. Stay behind troops. Stay behind troops. Done and done. We're going to continue searching to find some more drones. And we're going to get this turn another Celestial Master. Repeat that. Damn, I have a lot of fucking resources. Holy shit, man. We went maybe overboard, to be honest. I mean, this is an insanely resource high location we were given, but yeah, I mean, I could go for red guards, but I don't know if red guards are better. Just because in autumn and winter and stuff, they're going to have 6, 8 health or so, which is just less. And the horsemen, the riders have the same amount of protection. These guys do get plus morale. We already know our blessing doesn't do a whole lot for them outside of... I mean, Skilled Rider does increase morale and defense of his mount. I'd say overall they probably are better. Especially, yeah, they have higher attack values, they have higher defense values. The mounts get cataphract barding compared to light scale barding. So yeah, they probably are better, I guess. We may as well. They are also more expensive, unfortunately, in gold. And they take up holy points, but it's fine. Do we want to upgrade? No, I think Imperial Footmen are basically the best we can get. We already concluded that. So it'd really just be if I want better archers, the Imperial archers, but that's... They do have 1 higher attack value. And they only cost 3 more gold. So, alright. Yeah, resources are just going to go by the wayside. That's fine. Not much I can do about that. Here I can recruit Zots. Which can be kind of handy for just slam-a-lamming on some commanders. We can also get a Kamazots if I build a lab here. In which case, they could do that same strategy of spamming undead. It's something to think about. They are dirt cheap. Alright, we're up to enchantment 2. Again, can't really do a whole lot with it. But what do you expect? Alright, let's see how it goes. Nothing in Ivanmore. Our battle in Kuhir, we lost 18 militia. But hey, 18 militia is I mean, it's not nothing. What do they cost? 7 gold? So you're looking at 70, 126 gold to take a province. So it's a very low income province. Right now, I mean, it'll take 5 turns to pay for itself. But, you know, also there's another throne here that I just realized. 170 barbarian light cavalry. Probably another 1 or 2. Okay, so this is a 2. I would guess this is also a 2. So we have a 2, a 2, and a 3 right here. I don't have to go any further than this to beat the game. It's all just barbarian and cavalry. Damn. Damn. Okay, we probably should get these 2s, because that'll help a lot with the Dominion spread. And we very, very, very much like our Dominion. We are very into our scales. Yeah, I don't know if the militia can do a whole lot else. Other than this one, probably Akkerjab, they might be able to take. So let's have you guys head back that way. A lot of thrones. A lot of thrones. There's no underground on this one. There are locations where it looks like it would go underground and stuff, but that's because the original version of this map for earlier Dominion games did allow it to go underground, but they changed certain features with map gen and stuff, and it has to be remade. So the guy making these maps, he did his bid-in map, and he updated it to have the underground, but not this one. But that's fine, because I don't need the underground. Alright, so, let's grab cavalry. Let's grab archers. Let's grab whatever we can cram in there. Alright, he's maxed out, unless he gets some nice magic item. But he's pretty good. I think we can handle Reach Mountains. Not that I need fucking more resources, but sure. Probably want to consider another commander, I would say. Whoops. We did get Yao here. 2 air, 2 water, 2 astral. That's a decent little selection. Arcane bolts. I mean, Arcane Bolt's kind of nice right now because it's got good range, good precision, low fatigue, good damage, and it specifically will hit magic beams, armor negating. So if any of these packs happen to have a magic beam, it is a good way to just snipe the shit out of them, but it doesn't tend to happen, and if it does, you know, you're not really going to see it, like that Kamazats and stuff. I don't know if he is a magic being. I assume so. How would you know? What does it mean to be a magic being? Magic being requires magic leadership. Oh, so it's specifically if they have that thing that says magic being, which means this guy's not. Okay. Yeah, I don't think most independents really are. At least, you know, that is all just militia and infantry, cavalry, archers. So, yeah, okay. What else was I looking at? He can cast Stormwind, which we know to be pretty nice, to be honest. But would I really want to take him off? Just to bring him along to cast True Shot a couple times and then Stormwind. Yeah, I don't know. He's big research, boy. He's 20 research. 22 research, I should say. Yeah, I think we'd rather have the research right now, but eventually. Okay, then we're going to want to bring back the Geomancers for a bit. And once we get Glimmering Fields, these guys can turn that into a fort. We can get even more gold, get more mages cranking out, because I think the only thing you can't make at the capital is, let's see, the Imperial Alchemist and the Celestial Master are the only ones that can be recruited in the capital. So once we get a second fort, we can just make Geomancers there and Celestial Masters and stuff at the capital. But we also did want to get some I think we did want to get some Imperial Alchemists. Oh, yeah, because... Right, the Celestial Masters can't get her 2. We need Imperial Alchemists to get her 2. Okay, what does it take to make those bad boys? 4 command points, so that would be 1 every 2 turn. Alright, let's get 1. See how it goes. They're also good researchers. Okay, we're all set. We're all set. We're all... Yeah, I don't want to waste any more money. Alright, clean sweep in Eagle Reach Mountains. Killed 47 out of 47 to the man, every last one. Not a single loss on our side. I mean, this is just... These are the kind of screens I just love to see in the early game, you know? Our horsemen picked up the most kills. The Red Guards did have a positive KD, though. Oh, I mean, like a... They each killed at least 1. Boom, 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 boom. Straight to the rear, cut him down, and then chase down the rest. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, chase him down, chase him down. Heavenly Strike. Heavenly Strike. Yeah! No survivors. Oh, it's so good. When it works, it works. An unexpected event has occurred in Ivanmore. Barbarian horde killed 2,000 people and took over the province, killing my Geomancer and Minister of Rituals. Christ. That sucks ass, man. That really blows chunks. I'm not pleased with that. Thankfully, Lei Gong wasn't there. It's just relatively cheap people. Okay, here's Uruk right there. Okay, okay. New Spring, this is another 3. Commanded by Zeus, the Titan of Heaven. Yep, I would say that's a 3. Highwind. Could recruit some barbarians while I'm right here. Not super cheap, though. Okay. Actually... Lei Gong has 2 glamour, 2 water. Yao has 2 air, 2 water, 2 astral. I don't really care that much about glamour gems, so why don't we have you search? And you come back home. We're about to get enchantment 3, which is nice. Dormant Pretender Gods are awakening. One of my crippled units died. It's a battle in Old Land. this was the provincial defense, along with my 2 heavy cavalries that I was going to pick up. So that wasn't great. And then income went down in Drear Caverns. So I just vacated old land. Wait, I thought I picked up... Oh, no, they just recruited those heavy cavalries. Going to... Yeah, fuck it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. You guys got this. Mighty Pillars, 4 huge cave drakes. I'm going to guess this is a 2. It's a 2. New Spring, 3. Yeah, okay. Alright. We got a decent eye on a lot of the thrones, so that's good. Like Gong, you're back on research, unless I want to have him summon Claymen. We do have some pretty decent... Actually, I could also have him... probe for arcane sites of power. Sure. Why not? Where am I? Where am I? What a fuck face. They're gonna keep moving, right? I mean, why would they stop? So they're probably going to Highwoods next. I could beef up the provincial defense, but I also want gold for when I build the fort here. So, shit. This is shit ass. If I had recruited a commander, which, okay, I did get my alchemist. Didn't get 2 earth. He did get 2 nature, though, which is... Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. We should get another commander. I think probably just the regular general is fine. I don't think we want to go with the Prince General. Tight on money at the moment. Cast Arcane Probing. There's no arcane sites in Caverns, but I did find 2 magic sites in Griffin Spires. Canyon of Wild Winds and the Singing Tree. Another crippled unit died. There was a battle in Glimmering Fields. So we lost 8 militia, 1 heavy cab, 1 barbarian. And we won against 3 heavy cab, 15 light, 18 militia. So, pretty good. His 3 mounted commanders didn't get anything. His priest didn't get anything. And Dot, well, I say his, but good. And we took control of Ivanmore, and they didn't move anywhere to attack anything. So that was great. And plus 10 defense and income in Eagle Reach Mountains. Excelente. Good. Now go back here. We are broke-ass bitches. And I have to spend 1,200 to get the city palisades. Which are apparently just better than palisades, but not on the monetary department. So we're going to ditch all the Zots. Can I get up to 1,200? No. Fuck. Alright, but it's fine. We'll get there. Hold on. So if I do, let's see. Okay, so I can do this now as... Nope, I fucked it. I fucked it. I fucked it. Push the wrong button. There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay, so we can do that at least to make it a little faster. And that will always save as long as you don't overwrite it. So we want to do a line out front, as you do. And we'll have just a box formation there, and then the red guards, pretty damn fast, holding an attack rear in the back. Lake Gong, you're just yeah, just do that. It's fine. You can at least fire a bow. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to take any of these big researchers off. So just keep researching. Lygon could probably take care of Old Land if we wanted to go to Wesh instead. I mean, where do we want another fort, I suppose? Probably Golriate Bay is going to be massive. That looks like a huge income province. So, fuck it. We're going to go to Wesh. You're going to ride out to Old Land. And you're just going to patrol for the moment. Serpu the Shedu. I mean, of course, everyone knows Serpu the Shedu. Battle in Wesh. 2 horsemen lost their lives along with their horses. Yep. 1 Imperial footman. That's acceptable. To kill 51 filthy horse tribe. And then the battle in Old Land. 2 more footmen to kill 52 barbarians. A barbarian lord and chief. Overall, pretty well done, I will say. The Red Guards, man. What season is it? Summer. Okay, so they're still capable at the moment. Yeah, they're still capable at the moment. All right, so that was Wesh. Probably just take Stone Heaven. I think that'll be pretty easy for us. And that's going to be good resources for Golriate. For Old Land, we can keep stomping on through to Doman. And you guys will now be building the Palisades. And stay on patrol. I think that's acceptable. Let's get back to recruiting here. I want another alchemist for the moment. I really want Earth 2. Really would like Earth 2. Build one of those, because he got his horse back. We're going to invest in Red Guard, because I like him. I guess I like him for now. And I have no gold to speak of, so that's awesome. But we're going to get gold. Hey, we found 2 magic sites in Eagle Reach, a magma cave and a frozen fountain. I love it. 2 units lost their mount. Deserter died on their way back. Battle in Stone Heavens. Yeah, those horsemen are slipping away while the Red Guard are perfectly fine. But there was some nasty mages in there. 2 Cloud Mages and a Wind Master. Flying Air Mage 2. Although neither of them got any kills. So how did I lose 6 men? Oh, I'll give you 3 guesses. You only need 1. Battle in Doman. Flawless. Fucking flawless. 74 of 79 dead. Oh, those Red Guards are tearing it up, man. Defense +8 in Doman. They're preparing for war. Awesome. All in all, pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and keep sweeping. We'll go to Akerjab. Red Guards don't stop. And now, Golriate. There is Ichthids and Ichtid warriors. Not my favorite, but they're kind of shitty, so it shouldn't be too bad. I do like how pretty these maps are, I gotta say. Compared to the base game, I don't think they're perfect. I mean, I can't imagine the game actually shipping with this art style, because I do think there is a legibility issue. But I do wish there was like a midway point between this and the base game's art style. There is Map Nuke, which you can use. I think I mentioned this before. It's what most people use for multiplayer. And that actually does feature a different art style, but I don't think it's better. Honestly, I think the base game looks better. I mean, Map Nuke looks somehow even older than the Dominion style. It looks really just like, it's so just utilitarian in design. And the complaint that I've heard is that unless you do like extensive work with it, most of the maps it generates are just basically a hex grid that you're fighting on. Like, there's not really any interesting terrain bottlenecks or anything like that. It's just basically flat area. So I do think these custom maps that some people make really good. So yeah, I mean, overall, I'd say I probably lean towards preferring this than the base game random generation, but I will still be doing plenty of stuff with the base game just because there's not many of these maps. All right, so we're doing okay on money. Yeah, some of these spots I can hire heavy cabs, which are, I mean, that's pretty good defense. That's pretty good defense, and they're not super expensive outside of resources. But at Glimmering Fields, I'll build a fort here. I'll probably still go for red guards, but yeah, grabbing some heavy cabs off of these random spots won't steer you too far wrong. I witnessed a battle in Solam. Rook expanding some more. Fine. Golrepe, flawless against the Ichthyids. Love it. Akerjab, not quite flawless. One of the red guard lost his mounts. That's a shame. And there is unrest and... Okay, there's unrest. We'll quash that. Because I think we're going to be building a fort here as well. Oh, there is no unrest here. Okay, sure. Alright, we're going to build a palisade there as well. We want to skyrocket our income, which already is pretty... This is the power of max scales, you know? If that's important to you and your nation that you picked, your scales can go ham on income and resources. And that's exactly what I wanted, so I won't complain. So this allows us, I mean, we have no threats at the moment. Like, no other empires are within sort of our region. And with our intense amount of scales, our good dominion here, and the fact that we're already going to get 3 solid forts set up, like, we're going to be able to field some massive armies, which is good. Nice comfort security blanket while we just get all our research going as well. Yeah, so I think that Sun Pi, another nature 2, also air 2. It's not bad. It's not bad. I do still have some guy going around. Oh yeah, Yao is still auto searching. We could have, if we want nature gems, which I suppose I do, I could have one of these guys go around and try to find some nature shit. Unfortunately, they don't really offer anything. Well, there's a little fire there, I suppose. All right, Sun Pi, you also go search. And then we're going to switch recruitment back now to Geomancers for the time being. And keep that going. I could also start building... Oh no, they fucking destroyed the temple when they took it. Damn it. So I gotta get Erlang back there at some point, or build another priest. Which, yeah, the Minister of Rituals. 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. Everything's 2 points. Now, if I put this, will it ever... It should cycle through them, right? That's what I'm hoping. We'll see. Lei Gong, do you want to continue on to Ashlands, which is worth absolute garbage shit, but we may as well take it. Very soon I will up all the defenses. But we could instead just invest in, not you, the eunuchs, to give tax collector, patrol bonus, defense organizer. I could start spreading the love of these guys around. Maybe at Glimmering Fields, I'll just start cranking out eunuchs. As one does, of course. Okay, we're gonna get communions this turn, so that's good. Nothing there. Bad. Bad. Battle in Ashlands, obviously easy. And spoke of a legendary swordsman living as a hermit in the forest. Okay, so this is what they, I think, call a story event, where you have to kind of investigate in order to continue the progress of it. So, and that gives you this nice little icon to remind you. So we could get a guy out there, but I don't know what to, some of them require patrolling, some of them require a specific type of mage. I would imagine this is a patrol. You can go to the inspector. So here it is in the inspector. Story or max triggered events. Your servant has interrogated some peasants. Okay, I imagine it's a patrol. This doesn't really tell you what you have to do. But we probably got to get somebody out there to patrol. So let's have Lei Gong head back to High Woods. Oh, I like this sort of red flowers here. That's nice. Oh, Atlantis is in play right out of this lake. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on if they ever decide to reach onto land. Okay, Uruk's here, but they... Okay, we want to keep an eye on that too. They keep descending this way. I mean, we got good buffers from seemingly everybody. Oh, well, hello with this. Celeria took Kaz Dupar with archers. We will want to keep an eye on that. Let's bump up our defense everywhere that's connected to that, just to dissuade them for the moment. But yeah, Erlang will deal with that in short order. Okay, I think we're mostly pretty good. Leveling up construction now to get some nice magic items. Nothing in Eagle Reach Mountains. Unrest in Damen. Fire Gem and Astral Pearl in Golriepe. Good, we like all that. Chujiang, my guy, will go there. My guy. Good, 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 good. He didn't move out of that yet. But, ooh, our Dominion is getting pushed back here. Yeah, and he does not have a good Dominion. Now, he does have productivity, but he's got high heat and death and misfortune. We want to avoid such nonsensory in my home. Yeah, you can see he's already... It's all over the place here. We don't like it. We need more priests. So I'm going to keep cycling through Minister of Rituals. Maintain our priest numbers to get temples everywhere. Alright. There's probably more I could be doing. We could bid on mercenaries. The Damned Legion, 125 long deads. I could take that from Uruk for the moment. His are going to count as double, though, if he goes for this. So I'd have to spend quite a bit. Alright. Yeah, we're doing well. Oh, found 2 enchanted towers next to each other in Kuhir. Income down in Glimmering Fields. Unrest increased across the Earth because there's a comet headed straight for Earth. That's bad. And we did get the Damned Legion. They'll fight for our cause this and 2 more months. Excellent. Chujiang, you will be building a temple here. Okay, Naba is going to be directly tussling with Atlantis. That works for me. Look at this play. This is a fucking nexus point, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 connectors out of Chilad. Good lord. Alright, so we got Nurgash. He's got an army of a massive amount of long deads that we can just throw at any problems. He also is a mage that can summon skeletons. Fuck it. Summon them skeletons. I'm just going to send him at a problem so he can take stuff in our name. Could be Kazdupar, but that's a far way for him to track. We want him to just take a couple provinces for us real quick with no risk to myself. He also comes with a couple death gems. Huh. Legong is going to be patrolling. I guess I should have had Ilzar just do it. I don't know why. Yeah, because now he's in... yeah. So this is going to be our major enemy, and I don't know anything about him. He's got Praetorian guards. I don't think he's like... I don't think he's a really funky faction. Oh, no, he does have undead. What sort of undead? Lictor? No. Okay, so his sacred units, Shadow Vestals, are undead. He's got a lot of old units. But I assume he has a lot of death mages. Yep. Death 1 there. Grand Thaumaturge, Astral 2, Death 2. Possibly Death 3, possibly Death 4. And Sacred, which we don't know his blessing or anything. But yeah, so Undead will be an issue. Which means all these priests that we're going to be pumping out, we want in our armies to be throwing out some... exorcism type shit. Annoying stuff. Is what it is. Okay, we're gonna get construction 3 next. So next I think we could go for evocation and go all the way to 5. No. Maybe I should go all the way to construction 5. In the off chance we eventually get our Earth 2 mage. Or do we want to start thinking about buffs? I already got Moss Body. That's the big one I wanted. But where are we lacking? Well, if we could get some pretty insane buffs on our red guards, that could be pretty potent. Group Stone Skin. But again, similar issue. I need the Earth Boots for that to work. There's Ethereal Body, which is also... There's also... Where the fuck is that? Enchantment? Thaumaturgy? It's an astral one. It's an astral one. I don't know why I thought it was glamour. Body Ethereal, that's it. So area effect 1, which isn't super big, but if you have enough of them just point buffing, it's pretty easy to get. So yeah, all my little Geomancers can throw out Body Ethereal on the red guards. Unfortunately, they can't do much else with their Earth 1. Yeah, they can't even cast Strength of Giants with Earth 1 without a gem. So, yeah, or Temper Armors. So I really need the fucking... Yeah, we need the Earth Boots to do almost anything. Which means I need a lot of Earth Gems. But we did find a Magma Cave, which is good. Getting a lot of Air Gem. We have a large amount of Air Gems. Double Enchanted Tower, that was a really nice get. So we're going to start collecting a lot of Earth Gems. Yeah. Okay. I think that's pretty much everything. 3 more months on this Palisade. Big time investment. but it is what it is. Okay. A lot of battles happening around the world. Nothing in Griffin Spires. Battle in Summer Bay. Atlantis, attack Naba, and won. See, I told you, Naba's going to be very preoccupied with Atlantis. The undead forces we used did well. Good. We caught a stray dog in Old Land. Unrest increased because of that stupid comet. I don't know if we can do anything about that. Yeah. There's an arena coming up. Completed the Palisade and Glimmering Fields. 2 battle afflictions were cured. Where? Yeah, okay. Right. So then take Witch Haven for me. We got the Palisade here. Can be upgraded to Walled City. Feel like we probably want to just do that right away. 4 months. That's a long time, man. But we can afford to now bump these all up to actually just go here. It's a lot faster. There you go. We got another guy that can make temples, so just start making frickin' temples. Start making frickin' temples. Yeah, so this is, this is relatively close to home. But I would imagine he's not as good on land as he is on sea. At least that was my experience when I tried playing an aquatic kingdom. We're at 115 research per month. $124 units in the garrison. We could recruit another general. Alright, give me a general. Hey, we found a Sky Split Oak in Wesh. Nice. Nature gems. Battle in Witch Haven. He lost 49 of his undead, but that doesn't matter to me. That was what he was there for. Province income down in Ashlands, which already has, like, no income. A comet has struck New Spring. I assume I don't own New Spring, nor do I know where it is. How are you ever going to find New Spring? Why couldn't I jump to the province? Oh, God. I mean, obviously I don't own it. It would have told me the comet hit me. There's New Spring. It's where the throne is. The level 3 throne, so it's completely inconsequential. Unless that killed, like, all the assholes that were sitting there, most of them. That could be something that's interesting. That could be something that's interesting. Alright, I'm gonna have Ilzar move out to start patrolling elsewhere. I'm gonna have you build a temple here. Got Yao, who can take command of a bunch of the troops. Too many troops. This isn't gonna work out. That's too many Red Guard for you. You don't need that many. More archers. There you go. Okay, Yao can head out. Possibly taking Midland if I want even more income. But I think we probably should consider... I'm gonna have him head to Gol Riepe to relieve Erlang once he's done. And then we might want to consider... Okay, well, Uruk is at my border, and we do have this guy right here that's amassing shit. So I think we do need to deal with this. So maybe Yao should deal with Kaz Dupar. Alright, I got you for one more turn. Look at the unrest here. Jesus. Did get this built, so now I can make eunuchs. Just keep making eunuchs. Pretty light on gold, actually. Oh, and I can't make red guards here, right? So I could just make heavy cav, which are resource intensive, not super gold intensive, and just pretty strong at the moment. So sure, we'll get a lot of heavy cav. He didn't find anything here, did he? So I don't know what the trigger is for this. People in the area speak of a legendary swordsman living as a hermit in the forest. The follow-up text, once you complete it, says your servant has interrogated some peasants. They say that only one who is worthy can find the hermit, and who can be more worthy than one of the emperor's bloodline? If I had to guess, I mean, it would, if it's not patrol, then it's probably a nature mage or something like that. So I guess for the moment, I'll have Qin Shi Pao head out there and patrol. I don't know what else it would be. We're going to have Lei Gong head back to Glimmering Fields. He can pick up some heavy cav and then go take on Zamiki there. I think that's kind of it. Yeah, that's fine. We found Smolder Stone in Ivanmore. We witnessed a battle here. Naba attacking shit. Okay. Let's battle in Omiya. He lost. Okay. Well, don't have to renew that contract. Found a rawhide shield in Ashlands. We apparently stopped some shit in Old Land. And we finished the Palisades in Golriepe. So I guess I'm going to have him... Oh, investigate event. I wonder if that was an option for the other guy, and I didn't even notice it. That explains so much. Keep building temples. Keep searching shit. Keep building temples. You finished here. So I'm not going to kick things off with Uruk at the moment. I think we probably want to take these other spots, or I can build the fortress, the walled city, which is pretty nice. Yeah, and then I'm going to patrol here. And you're going to head here to Akrajab. Again, I don't really want to kick off wars. I can help, but his dominion is really not fun dominion. We got a eunuch. We got a eunuch, baby. The only problem with the eunuchs, well, you know, they got multiple problems. But their only problem is I don't really want to give them troops because I want them everywhere. And they don't have stealthy, which means that anyone touching the province will almost certainly kill the eunuch. We can set them to be retreat immediately and put them on the far left side of the map. So they'll just run away immediately. But that's no guarantee that they'll survive the retreat. So it's a gamble. But they're really cheap. I wonder, can I actually just make 2 eunuchs? Yeah, I can make 2 eunuchs a turn. You don't get to say that too often in life. And good. We found a maze in Stone Heavens. Can be more worthy than one of the Emperor's bloodline. And we got a Lamia. Worldwide, the arena, blah, blah, blah. And we got Lee Air, the Learned Scholar. Excellent. Look at him. 23 research. He's old, but he's inspiring research, so everyone will get +2 to their research. Man, what a great early game hero to get. Phenomenal. I mean, he's useless otherwise. That is the whole purpose, but yes, I will take it. So, okay, we gotta find someone that's of the Emperor's bloodline. I assume that's... Is it gonna say that in one of these descriptions, or... Well, let me just see here. While sleeping in the woods... Oh, it has to be a Prince General. Okay. He's one of the more Emperor's and more able sons. Okay, so we do have to get a Prince General on the field. Which is fine. I wanted one eventually because he's got high leadership. So that's perfectly fine. Do we want to go to war with Scaleria? Now is the time to decide. They're apprehensive. It's hard to avoid war. We could grab this throne right now with Yao. If I set his shit properly. No, you're here. You're here, you're here. I think he can take it. I think he can do it. Gives us another turn to contemplate Scaleria. You are building a temple here. Not participating in the arena because it's a big load of bullshit. And now you are patrolling forever. You are also constructing a temple. I don't have enough gold. We got another couple eunuchs. You're gonna go here. You're gonna go here. You here, also not attacking, so I guess go take on the lizard warriors. You're gonna wait, which I think there's a hotkey, but maybe not if they can't wait normally. Look at all these hotkeys, man. Wait is capital W? Yep, there it is, wait. So it's I just doesn't do anything for the turn, doesn't warn me that he's not doing anything, but he'll warn me next turn. Okay. We're gonna get construction 4 this turn. Nothing in coup here. Blah, blah, blah. Sulfuria. We lost 3 Redguard mounts off that little battle with these lizard warriors. Feel like friendly fire was to blame. Ossuary, we lost... Oof, jeez. Oh, that was the big one, though. Yeah, that was a throne battle, so I'm not too surprised. There was a sleeper in there. The inspirational. 2 veiled enchantresses doing God knows what with their glamour magic. 124 barbarians. So we lost 6 red guards, 4 of their mounts, and 1 footman only. I don't know how that all happened. But we took it. We took it. We took it. Atlantis actually won the arena battle. He got Champion's Helmet, 360 gold, 24 fire gems. I mean, if you know you can win, like, hell yeah. But otherwise, meh. Finish the walled city and glimmering fields. Good stuff on patrol. And blah, blah, blah. Alright. I think we're in... so, yeah, Scaleria, we will definitely be going to war with very soon. That is pretty much inevitable. And I think many of the conflicts are going to be kicking off around this time. We're going to have to get Erlang over to Osiri now so that he can claim the throne, our first throne, the Throne of Stability. Blessed troops get +1 magic resistance. We get the Ascension Point and a nice Dominion spread, which will help because we are kind of getting sandwiched in the middle here. Dominion is not spreading out. We're basically just maintaining our perimeter, which is okay. I mean, it's better than not maintaining your perimeter, but yeah, we want to fight in our Dominion, and we're not really doing that at the moment. Yeah, we had to fight in Osiri without the Dominion, and he had Inspirational, so it wasn't great for morale. But alright, I'm going to end it off here. I think it's a good start. Overall, I'm not too upset with our current positioning. But, you know, we probably want to start thinking about mages in combat. We want to still try to get that Earth 2. And possibly start putting in some priests into our armies. So maybe Chu Jiang can join Erlang. Although Erlang doesn't really need priest support as much. He is a prophet. Just for our war against Scalaria, because he's going to have some death mages everywhere throwing out undead units constantly. All in all, yeah, pretty pleased with how things are going. I'm learning slowly but surely. All right, my name is Mangg. Game watching has been Dominion 6 with M.A. Tianqi, and I'll see you fine folks in the next part.